All right. Good evening. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us here. It's Mark with the Fabric Hut, and it is 2025. This is our second stream of the new year. We were on live last night doing an interview about the Quilted Summit, an online quilt learning class seminar that's happening next month. If you haven't seen that, please check that out. But I'm super excited to be here because, as you know, this is our quilt reveal from the Hurricane Blockathon project that we started back in October. And tonight I'm joined by Lea Louise and by Kathy Job and Teresa Perry. And so we're going to talk a little bit tonight about some things. I'm going to give folks a little bit of time to get settled in. There's 21 of you in the room. I see a lot of our seasoned veterans. Thank you so much. Immediately coming in saying, watching from Louisiana. We got Denise from Louisiana, Dolores also from Louisiana. Laura, good to see you in Tennessee. Susie is out of Northwest Arizona. Dawn's coming to us from upstate New York. So drop your comment, even if you're watching on repeat, like you're watching the replay later on. Please comment so we know where you're going, where you're coming from, and where you're watching from. It helps me with deciding what time slots we put things in. It also, I still have the goal of getting all 50 states commented in one show. So we're still hunting that elusive 50 states. And so I see a lot of you coming in. I want to thank you so much for doing that. We got Glenda in Alabama, Audrey, San Diego, Brenda is watching from Oregon. There you go. Cynthia is in Illinois, and Gail from Michigan. Lots of folks coming in. We're getting bigger and bigger every single time we come online. Remember, folks are watching from Facebook Live. It's coming from a link out of our Facebook retail page, or you're watching on YouTube Live. So either one will work, and those replays are available to you. If you'd like to watch those at any time, if you miss something or have to step away. Give you a few minutes to get situated. As always, grab your favorite beverage and kick back. We're going to have a good time tonight. I've got coffee for me tonight because it is only 5 o'clock here. Sun has gone down. We're still in that winter solstice mindset. But grab something to drink, something to snack on, kick back. Love to see your comments in chat. So please continue on. I'm going to miss some folks as we get started here who are announcing where they're from. We'll catch you on the flip side here, but I do appreciate it. I see a lot of folks joining us, and we really appreciate it. All right, so here we go. Let's talk about the project. The Hurricane Blockathon project was a project that was started back in October after a hurricane hit Augusta, Georgia. And one of the things that we thought we would do is create a project for one of our content creators who works with us on quite a bit of projects throughout the last couple of years, Lea Louise, who also has a YouTube channel, and we'll share those links a little bit later on. But having a tree fall on your house and basically displacing you in the fall of any season anywhere in the world is devastating. And we thought, let's run a project. And so what was born was the one-page block, the Hurricane block. And we offered that for those who are new or watching this for the first time. We offered this block online for a suggested donation, and you could donate as much as you like to the project. You download the block, and then folks would send the blocks here to me in Oregon. When we first started, I thought we might get 60 blocks. We'll make a quilt. I can put it together. It'll be just fine. And just as what we're learning, as always, with the quilting and the creative community, you all stepped up in a very big way. And I cannot tell you how humbled and honored I was to be a part of this project, because in the end, we received nearly 500 blocks. And that is just amazing. And so with that, we ended up making a lot of quilts. There's a lot of quilts in process, and that's what the purpose of this show is tonight. And so I don't want to take up a lot, because the stories and things that we can share and talk about here throughout this project are really the true story here. And we'll talk a little bit, and then we'll definitely get the camera moving. I've got the virtual backdrop up, so there are quilts on the wall behind me, and we'll go through them. We'll kind of look at them. Maybe you can find your block in there. We'll transfer these off, and we'll put up Lea Louise's mega quilt on the wall. and we'll have to do some moving around. So just know that my lovely assistant, Julie, my wife, is here to help me move some of those things around. So there'll be a little bit of lulls as we go. Julie, you want to jump on cam just before we get going here and say hi? Oh, there she is. Wearing my
That's awesome.
walkathon shirt that I created. I just wanted a memento. I like to have a t-shirt from all the volunteer work, so I'll get to add that to my collection. But anyways, so she'll help us out. So let's get rolling. So I'm going to kind of move the screen around a little bit, and I'm going to bring everybody on. There we go. So let's talk with Lea Louise, who is the recipient of our quilt and our efforts. Lea, tell us how things have been going.
Well, as you can see, I'm not in my normal sewing room. We are in a rental home, which we are blessed to have a wonderful home with plenty of room and this large area where I can set up my sewing. I've got my ironing board over there and lights in the back. So it's really working out well. It's a little, unusually formatted, but hey, this is what we do. We make it work. We're quilters. We cut things up, put it back together, and make it beautiful, right? So we're doing well. Our house is under the process of being restored. They've taken a few weeks off of the holidays because the folks doing the work are coming in from Atlanta, which is a couple hours away. And so when they come here and they're working, generally they're staying in a residence or a hotel or something like that. So this gave them time to be with their families. And when they come back, they're going to hit it hard. And right now we're anticipating being at this rental probably through March. And we'll just see how it goes. But I can't complain. I mean, the insurance company is taking great care of us. The builders are doing wonderful. And we have a fantastic landlady taking care of us. So despite all of the potential issues we could have experienced, I mean, we've really, really gone through this quite, I don't want to say easily, but, without a lot of pain, let's put it that way, because it's very traumatic. I do know those first few days, I think I was in a bit of shock. And I had my physical a month or so ago, and I was talking to the doctor, and I said, I was just sort of wandering around this broken house with a tree in the living room and acorns on the floor, and I could see the sky from the bathroom, and I thought it was just so absurd to see these things. And I do have to admit, when I hear a loud crack of thunder, it gets my attention. It never used to. I'm sure that'll pass too. But, Augusta's coming around too. And this has brought me into a situation where I've been able to help in the community when I wasn't quilting for a few months. I've only really, in the last few weeks, begun quilting again when I've gotten this room set up. But I was involved with getting quilts donated as well from across the country in order to help other hurricane survivors in the area. So it's been a busy time. It's been rewarding. And you talk about being humbled, Mark. I cannot tell you just the amazing joy that it brings me to know that there's so many quilters out there who are willing to step up just to make a quilt block for somebody. And it sounds inconsequential, but the love and thought and kindness and generosity that goes behind that is just incredible. And I just want to thank everybody. And we have some special quilters here too, who took all these blocks, nearly 500 of them, and they're making them into quilts. Oh my goodness. Imagine 500 quilt blocks on your table. I don't know what I would do, but they're going to tell us how they rectify that situation.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about some of the numbers, and thanks for sharing that update. I know a lot of folks were looking towards, seeing how you're doing, because I get that question a lot. And that project that you were referring to where people were donating quilts and they were all going to a local church to be sorted, and there's still quilts coming in. I still get requests. Hey, Lea was doing some quilt. Where do I send those quilts for Lea Louise? So those people are still reaching out. It's a testament to our community, and it's true. So before we talk about the assembly, I want to hit the numbers real quick. So 952 patterns were downloaded. Okay, we're a small company. We're not a big company. And so for that number to go through, that was substantial for us. We didn't, in our wildest dreams, believe that that would happen. So 952 downloads and nearly $5,000 were raised for Lea Louise. The blocks that we received were 490-ish because I didn't get these counted. Some additionals came in, and they're going to go to Lea Louise as well. So even the ones that came in and didn't get into a quilt on this run, they might make some really great pillow shams. 291 different packages arrived. So I processed all 291 of them here on my table. So when you say, what does 500 look like on your table? Let me tell you, it looks like a lot. 45 out of 50 states participated, including multiple people out of Canada. We have a strong Canadian presence, multiples out of Australia, and one came from Germany. Okay, so that was really cool. Just to kind of give you an idea, every single label, return label or envelope label, I don't know if I can show, and I'll show that maybe later, but there's 2 boxes here of your return labels and your notes. So if you sent a note to Lea Louise or a card or anything like that, that is in there. And we'll go into her care package with her quilt later on this week. So there is a lot to that. Right now, before we talk to Kathy and Teresa, I want to drop into chat here. If you are here and watching, whether you're watching live or on a replay, please type the word block if you sent in a block. I would love to see that string of people who sent in blocks show up in chat. There are over 75 people in chat today. So let's see if we can't get a little block party rolling there in chat. Just type block in the chat if you sent one in. Okay. And so I'm going to move on to talk about the assembly. Because like I said, I thought we were going to get 60 blocks and we got way more, obviously. And I started to panic because I quilt, yes, but am I good? Not really. I'm not great, but 500 was going to be way more than I could ever take on. And I just couldn't believe it. And I started to panic. So I reached out to our local guild, the Columbia River Gorge Quilters Guild. And I just went to the website and said, help. And Kathy came back almost immediately that day and said, hey, let's talk. And we started to talk about the project and what it might look like. And even at that time, we didn't know exactly how many total blocks we were dealing with and how this was all going to come together. But she said she'd reach out to her guild, and I'm just going to let Kathy and Teresa take it from there. Please introduce yourself. Kathy is the president, and right. Teresa is the secretary.
Secretary, yes. Yeah.
Great. So, I'll let you explain.
When I got Mark's email, I read it and I thought, oh my gosh, we can do this. So I contacted him and told him that I think it was a Friday we got the letter. And I said, Monday we have a board meeting and I will present it to the board, but don't worry about it. We'll do it. And next Saturday is our monthly meeting. And it would be great if you could come to the monthly meeting. And Mark said, sure. So Monday at the board meeting, I said, we've got this letter. I read it and everybody said, yes, absolutely, we can do it. So called Mark, said, yes, we're going to do it. And Mark said, okay, I'm going to put the blocks in plastic bags for you and get it ready and I'll bring it over to you. And on Wednesday night, I called him and said, are you going to be able to make it over here? And he said, we have a glitch, and he had some family issues. And I said, don't you worry about it. I'm going to come over and pick up the stuff and take it, and you go do what you need to do, and we'll take care of what we need to do. So I went and picked up all the blocks, which I was in shock with how many blocks there were. And I took them to our meeting on Saturday, and I had the up on the stage, and I said at the end of the meeting, I explained it to everybody that, we could get together and everybody help. And I turned around and started talking to somebody else, and I turned back around and the bags were gone. People had come up and got them, and they were off and running with them. And that was it. The following Monday, we had a sit and sew, which is what we have on the fourth Monday of the month.
I think
third Monday of the month, and at our fire station, and you just bring a project in and sit and sew. And that Monday we brought in the quilts and so the blocks, and we started working on them. And we had 7 people in there that morning working on the blocks. And then at noon we left. And then Tuesday morning I had Teresa show up, and Susan Donnelly, who was the outgoing secretary, showed up. And Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we did blocks and put backings on and bindings and got them and as many done as we could. And then I have 3 extra here, and then you've got the ones that we finished, and we've got the big one for you. And Teresa did a pink one that's really beautiful. So
how fun.
So
I think that's the one we have right behind me.
In our guild, we're thrilled to be part of something like this for you.
Yes, we had so many left over. We started making little ones and just different sizes. Hopefully somebody can use the quilts that were left over with all the blocks. For Lea Louise's quilt, we didn't want to just make the top because we wanted to give her as many of the blocks as we could. So we actually made the backing the blocks as well. So front and back, we're done with all the blocks.
That's incredible. How awesome.
I absolutely love it. When I got it, I just continued to stare at it for a couple of days because it was just so incredible. And that was the goal. So what I'll do now is I'll talk a little bit about the process. So as the blocks came in, I would open them, press them. I took a photo of every single block. And if you haven't seen those videos, there are a series of 4 videos on YouTube talking a lot about what we've just talked about. And then the rest of them are the block videos. And I'm going to put the links in here as well. There's a lot of them. I don't know how that's going to look. We're going to see. But if you go to our YouTube channel, you can see all of them. But there are blocks 0 to 100, 100 to 225 or something. And it continues to go on. If you donated a block and I could find your return label, I don't know if I can show that. If I could find your return label, I put your name on your block. So in addition to that, if you sent multiple blocks in, I took your best block and I put it to Lea Louise's quilt. So if the first 180 individual contributors are included in that quilt. It was the most diplomatic way I could do it. And I know that not everybody got in there, but everybody's block is being used. I want to assure you that. The last thing I want to share in the chat here, and continue to comment if you and ask questions. I'll answer a couple of them here in just a minute. I'm putting in a link to the Columbia River Gorge Quilters Guild, just so that you can see their website and some of the projects they do. Go ahead and give them, just open the link for us, because that helps their SEO and their search engine and helps them as well. But if you're interested or you're in the area, please check them out. I know I will be a member as soon as I figure out some time to get all the registration and get going. But we're super appreciative of the help that they have provided us. And so what we're going to do now, I'm going to give me just a second to go through the video or the comments here. I think someone asked it, can they still send in a block? If a block still comes in, I'll collect them and I'll continue to forward them on to Lea Louise. We are constantly sending stuff back and forth to Lea Louise because she is one of our content creators. So we'll absolutely include those into the packages if they were to arrive. So if you have the address on your pattern, you know where to send it. But we're not going to open up the blockathon again. We're at the end of that one, and maybe we'll do another one in the future. We'll just have to kind of play it out and see. Okay. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take myself off of the blur. I'm going to put myself back into the main screen. And with that, I'm going to be able to show you the quilts. All right, here we go. They are right behind me up here on the wall.
Wow.
So
here we go. Give me a few moments to move some camera equipment around, and I'll start centering them up, and we'll look at them together.
That block looks so beautiful together. Oh, I love how they align and create that pattern. Is that the pink one you were talking about, Teresa?
Yes, that's Teresa's.
Yes.
Or
Oh,
that's
that's
the one
so
that Teresa
pretty.
put together. Yes.
Yes.
Get some lighting here.
That turned out beautiful.
Yes.
So as you can see, I mean, these are the blocks that were not in the first 180 for Lea Louise. And so what I did to kind of help the guild as best I could, because I knew what they were taking on was a big deal, was I kind of color grouped them into different colors or themes. And this was a pink and purple version, and it is absolutely gorgeous. And I mean, I don't know if we can do these things justice as I back them out. I mean, that thing is to the floor.
Oh, wow.
So let's see here. Let me see if I can't center us down just a little bit. Now I'm 6 foot, almost 4. And so, I mean, this thing is massive. It's a nice, beautiful, long throw lap quilt. But you can see just all the beautiful colors that were included. And forgive I didn't go to school to be a videographer.
We did good, didn't we?
But I wanted to show off a number of these. I'll also show the back, just a beautiful, nice back.
Oh,
Great free motion on the back. We'll try to get down here a little bit and pivot just a little bit so we can see the ones at the bottom. I don't want to leave those out. Here we go. That's the bottom. I mean, just look at all, and this is everyone. I mean, this is 291 folks this is their interpretation of the block and the color and their contribution. So that is number 1. All right. Give me a 1 if you thought that was a good one. Give me a 1 in chat if you thought that was a good one.
Absolutely.
All right. Now I'm going to have my assistant help me take this one away.
Oh.
It is awesome. And again, these will be packed up for Lea Louise this week. They will be on their way to Augusta. And we'll now go to the second one that's up. This one is a comfort quilt, I would say. And let's see here. I'll back it up a little bit. I'll try to get out of the way. So this one.
Yeah.
Isn't that pretty?
This one's kind of, I love this orange border. And it's just a beautiful collection. Again, you know, it's got a pretty good span to it. So when we think about the finished blocks, they're about 9 inches. So we're 45 inches wide. So 45 plus the border. So about a 50-50, 52-52. And you can just see, again, I mean, one of my favorite things about all of this was the sheer different kinds of fabric.
Yes.
I mean, just beautiful fabrics that people either had in their stash or maybe they went to the shop and said, this is what I want to make it out of. But so many different ones. Beautiful batiks. This one's got glitter on it right here. This has got a glittery feel to it. We got
every girl needs a little bling, right?
A little bling, right? You know, we got a batik with a salamander here, a watermelon theme, rainbows, hearts, all sorts of things. Some folks actually ended up doing some. They signed their name on some of the blocks.
Oh, nice.
And some of them signed on the back. We should have.
And some were on the back, yeah. And so there were a lot of them, but this was the throw. So this is that one.
Ladies, you did such a fantastic job putting these together. Oh my goodness.
So
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We all enjoyed doing it.
Wow. I'm the one that is incredibly grateful. These are just fabulous.
All right. I see a lot of ones in chat. Thank you for your participation. Again, it's just one of those things that helps all of us out and lets us know, you know, it's a great way to show appreciation. You know, we can't high five everybody for a great job, but, you know, I'm sure that Kathy and Teresa will be able to share as they're looking in the chat. They're just seeing all of these ones, which are just virtual high fives, going to you for all those wonderful things. And so what I'm going to do, since we're at this, I need a little bit of time to get the big one up on the wall. So I'm going to move the screen around a little bit, and I'm going to put Kathy and Teresa up on the main.
Okay.
Like so.
Okay, we're going to show you some of the quilts that we don't have done yet, but we've got them together. We just don't have them quilted or the backs. So here's one.
Ooh, look at those gorgeous colors. Those are my ocean colors. I love it.
Yes, I think we were lucky that we had such good color packets so that we could really get a good design for each of the quilts. Hopefully you can see all the blocks and people can hopefully see theirs.
Oh, they are beautiful. And like
We
I said,
spent
I
a lot
just
of time
love.
just looking at the blocks.
Here's
Oh,
a
I know.
neat
That's what
little-
I'm saying. Oh,
little
and the way they
shimmery one,
join
too.
together and the pattern, you get that secondary pattern in between. It's just beautiful.
Yes. This shimmer.
Oh, that shimmer in the that's
Mhm.
the butterflies. And
Yeah. So there's that one.
then we've got this one.
Oh, wow. That is fun.
This one turned out to be a little maybe lap quilt sized.
This was some of the leftover quilt blocks that we had. So we just used everything we could to do something.
And it looks wonderful. Those borders set off those colors beautifully.
Yeah, Mark did a good job separating them out.
Yes. And this was more of like an autumn color.
I
a
see.
little bit
Yes.
more of a dramatic, like darker colors, but they are beautiful together.
Oh,
I saw that one and thought it might be a beautiful, like a really nice masculine style quilt.
Yes.
Just with darker,
Absolutely.
heavier colors. Yeah.
Not everybody appreciates floral,
I don't understand that, but I suppose.
So those are the three that I have here to
Oh.
quilt yet. And then we have two more that are coming in. Our next quilt meeting is February 15th. And Mark's going to join our guild. So he'll be there. And hopefully if anybody else is in the area and wants to join the guild, you're certainly more than welcome. And you can join it on Columbia River Gorge Quilters Guild. So,
Awesome.
yeah. Okay, Mark, it's back to you.
Yep. Oh, that's awesome. I mean, look at those. Those were so beautiful. I was so busy putting up the next quilt that I'm gonna have to watch the replay now so I can see, because I haven't got to see them yet, and I'm excited too. So I'm putting into chat again the link. Again, those of you who are in Oregon, once a month you can always make a trip. If you're in the area in Northwest Oregon, Southwest Washington, South Central Oregon, Central Washington, you can always make that trip for a quilt meeting if you don't have a guild or one that you're a part of. So I'm excited to be part of that as well going forward. But those were absolutely beautiful. And now
I don't know if we told you, but we are in Hood River, Oregon. So
Hood River. Which is just down the road, thankfully. All right. So pictures of the finished quilts. Yes, I took pictures of the ones that I have, and they will be going into kind of a few photo collages and things that will get posted on Facebook. We'll probably create a page on our website that'll stay up for a little while. Remember that if you want to see all of the blocks and their associated person and the name and all of that, you can go to YouTube and search under live videos, and you'll see all four of the videos for the blocks. So every single block is photographed with the person's name on it. You can watch that on a slideshow. All right, so here we are with the big quilt, and I don't know if I can even, again, I'm gonna need to pivot some things around here so I can see what I am showing. This thing is huge. So as we go all the way
Wow.
back here, the quilt itself is actually the length. So it's actually sitting on its side. So the top is on the right and the bottom is on the left. And it goes all the way to the floor, just like the other ones did. And it is 90 blocks on the front plus the border, and that looks like about a 4.5, 5-inch border on each side. So we're 180 blocks here, and this thing is gorgeous. Look at the border. I wanted to start up here in this corner. We're going to go slow here for everyone. Look at the border. Look at the binding and the border.
Such
Yeah,
fun.
great. And we'll see how far I can maneuver this. I'm going to move some cords here so I can get a little farther down the line. All right, here we go. So we're going across the top row here. You can kind of see these are the blocks that have come in, and we're put in the first 180. This one is one of my favorites. Just going to say, I love this pattern right here. I don't know why. It's a floral with paisley. Lots of fun and inspired designs throughout the entire quilt.
I love how all
90
those
blocks.
colors tie together so well.
I was always worried. When I first started with the plan, I thought, are we going to be able to get a cohesive quilt? But then the way that Sarah designed this block, it didn't really matter. All colors seem to have a place, and they play well with each other. And we're getting farther down here, losing my ability to pivot too much. So we get down here. Okay, and so I'm going to stop it right here for just a second, looking up, but I wanted to grab this corner. Just wanted to show this off as well. So Columbia River made this label for it.
Isn't that
So
wonderful?
it just says, a quilt made for Lea Louise with blocks made by all her friends at thefabrichut.com.
Oh, ladies, that's so beautiful.
Symbol. So just a way to commemorate that. Okay, I want to make sure everybody can see that. Now, if you'll give me just a second here, I'm going to back us up. We're going to flip this, and I'm just going to back this way up so you can just see the process of flipping the quilt itself, because we're going to flip to the back side now. Here we go. All right. Here we go.
Of the binding.
Do y'all know what fabric that is? It makes me think of a new fabric that's out called Fiesta. I think it's Me and My Sister by Moda. And I have a piece of it and it looks familiar to me. So I don't know if that's what it is, but it's this beautiful checkerboard. It looks really neat. Well, it's a great choice. I love it.
It was in my stash.
And if you could see Kathy's stash, you'd realize there's a lot in Kathy's stash.
So when you made that label, did you use the printable fabric?
Yeah, Kim Vogel made that. She's one of our guild members, and she made the label, and it's on that printable paper.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
how I make mine.
We sewed it on. Yeah.
That's
So it'll be there
awesome.
forever.
I know. That's what I love about it.
Those go on all of our comfort quilts when our guild has a little section of our guild members put together comfort quilts for our local hospitals and area people who are in need. So that's the label that goes on all of those.
Yeah.
That's good to hear. I love that goes on across the country. I mean, quilters get involved in so many different ways.
Yeah.
Yes.
So here we are. We'll go one more time on the back side now. So this is the second 90 on the back, and I'll just kind of pan our way through. Again, you can just see the diversity, the different styles. I mean, there's a watercolor here, prints, blenders, core fabrics, all sorts of fabric just throughout. And you can see some of these blocks. And again, look at how clean. I can't tell you how great it was to see when I looked at this closely. The ladies at the Guild did a wonderful job at squaring up and getting these things cleaned up. They look fabulous together. Everything has a place. Everything is lined up. It is just beautiful. Just these so many beautiful fabrics. I wish
So
you all
Kathy,
we could just take time.
did you do the machine quilting on this, the long arm quilting?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
It's wonderful. I love that.
And I taught Susan and Teresa how to do some too.
Well,
they
there
did
you
some
go.
of it.
So see, there will be more in your future, right?
Yes.
Most definitely.
All right. So if we can, in chat, let's go one more time. I know I'm asking for a lot of participation, but let's go with a high five. So let's type the number 5 for high fives for the project all the way around. Let's show our appreciation. Appreciate everyone who did contribute, everyone for being here. Let's see here.
Now, Mark, I'm not sure how this works, but I do recognize a couple names in here. Can I actually join the chat? I can't say it. Join the chat and do some shout outs as well, or maybe I can just say it. It'll take me too long to type it. I just want to say hi to So Terry. She talks to me all the time on YouTube, and I see her name, and that makes me excited.
Muriel.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't think we have the ability to give you chat. If you signed in from another machine, like on your phone, you could join the chat from that side, I think. I don't have chat privileges. I'm looking for a tool. I don't see it.
That's okay.
But
I just wanted to make,
you can definitely,
a lot of my viewers view from their YouTube channel, so I don't always have their full name, but those that are on here from their YouTube, I can, kind of recognize. So it's fun to see everybody participating.
and now that I have the screen off, I can show that these are the boxes of cards and labels and well wishes. So those are all on their way to you, Lea Louise. All, again, just an outpouring of love and support from the community.
Well, y'all know what I'm going to be doing this spring for the next few months. I've got some serious thank you notes to be writing. My grandmother will be proud of me.
Well, I didn't do it as a means to have you have to do more work. I just thought, I never know what people want. I just wanted to honor the process because, again, as I said before, I'm humbled. It was kind of an idea brainstorm that we had in a meeting with our founder, Ricardo, our pattern designer, Sarah, and myself. We meet once a week and we talk about the future and some of the projects here at the Fabric Hut. And we felt that, a project was due and wanted to make sure that we, had an opportunity to do this. And from that, I know a lot of folks are reaching out and saying, hey, would you do another one? And it's something we would definitely consider. It's just, as you can see, this is a big undertaking. It takes a lot of people. It takes a big village to get it done. And so we'll assess that, but I need a little bit of a break coming out of the new year on this one. And so again, super thankful for everyone who contributed. So with that, since we have everybody here, I want to open it up for questions. If there's any questions, let's hustle those into chat. We're getting at the 40-minute mark, and I know that some people are like, oh, this might be too long. But if there are questions, I think we'd all be happy to answer them. If you have any thoughts or well wishes, feel free to put those in the chat as well. But I want to open this up and then open it up for both Lea and Kathy and Teresa. If you have anything else you'd like to share or say along the way.
Well, the first thing that comes to mind in looking at each and every block is some person, a quilter, took the time to get the pattern, figure out what they wanted to do, get into that scrap pile that we all love to visit periodically anyways, and put it to use in a heartfelt way, and go to the post office and mail it. I mean, you know, that's not that any part of that sounds particularly daunting, but that so many people took the time to do that is really overwhelming, and just so gratifying to know what a wonderful population of quilters we live amongst.
Well, and we'd like to thank Mark for including the Columbia River Gorge Quilters Guild in this process of helping make these quilts for you and for others.
Yeah.
And it was a pleasure for us to do this for you.
Yeah.
So, and we will get the rest of them to you, and or give them for comfort quilts, whichever you decide. So.
Okay. And we can certainly, we'll look at that. Because Mark, I'm going to get their information. You said you're going to have an address out there, or their guild information?
Yes.
Okay.
I put the chat, but I'll send you all their contact information in an email, because we're back and forth on email twice or three times a week now. So I'll send that to you so that you have that. Again, looking if there are any questions. I see a lot of great comments. I wish I had an extra person to be here on the chat with you, but I saw the chat was moving and grooving the whole night. I want to thank you. Numbers were almost to 100 at different times throughout the night.
Wow.
Again, thank you for all your kind words, for being here, for participating, for joining us in this celebration of a project at the end. Again, I'm super excited to get these on their way to Lea Louise so that she can hold them and reflect and look at them, and it'll be something I'm sure she'll cherish for years to come.
Well, and there will be a video on my end to put this on YouTube. And so when I put that out there, I'll definitely keep you all in the loop, because I just, want to share this with as many people as possible. So it's just really exciting for me. And thank you again, all of you. I know this was a daunting task, and, just dealing with a quilt collection we did on our end here in town, it's a lot. So kudos to everybody. This has been a wonderful, wonderful opportunity.
Right. All right. So again, thank you to Kathy and Teresa for all your work, and please continue to pass that message on to the Guild. Hopefully I'll be able to thank them in person at the next meeting, and thank you, Lea Louise, for being here and joining us on this, and for all of you for joining and participating in tonight's chat. Really appreciate it. We're going to end the stream now, and we will as always, you can always watch it on replay. If you are watching on replay, please make sure you continue to comment. And if you have questions, I'll go ahead and answer those as soon as I see them. All right. With that, we will see you on the next video. Hint, hint. I've got another video coming, another live stream next week with a book author. So that should be a fun one as well. Have a great night. Thank you, everyone.
Good night.
We'll talk soon.
Good night.
Bye.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
You're welcome.
We love you guys. I